It is only when we truly know and understand we have limited time on earth, and we have no way of knowing when our time is up, that we will begin to live each day to the fullest, as if it were the only one we have. "20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. The purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for a newer and richer experience. To those who stay put, the world is but an imaginary place. But to the movers, the makers, and the shakers, the world is all around, an endless invitation. So the only question left to ask yourself is, where should you go now?"
What's up, everyone? My name is Gary Engels. Today's training, I wanted to talk about one specific thing that I have built my entire career off of over the last 16 years, and that is this simple idea that leadership is the most precious commodity on the planet. It's the most sought after skill on earth. And everyone is looking for real leadership in today's world, especially when things get crazy, right? People look to our leaders. When things get down, we find struggles, we look for leadership, right? We're trying to find those people that can help us succeed. And it's such an important thing to understand kind of how to influence others, how to be that leader, right? Because everybody in this world here within YEP and within Driven, we're looking to be in a leadership role, right? If you want to build your business, first you have to grow the leader. You have to grow you. You got to be that person that can influence others. And I want to talk about how to do that magnetically today. How to do that where you just attract people to you and they are just drawn to you, right? And that's the most beautiful way to build a business. So I had an instructor one time. I started my martial arts school in 2005, so 16 years ago. And shortly after starting the school, I reached out to one of my instructors, and I talked to him about what it takes to kind of build a program, build a following. And one of the things that he just simply explained was focus on you. Work on you and share with the world the vision and the mission that you're on and the journey that you're on, and watch others follow that journey. And so what he did is he challenged me, and he said, I want you to go on a journey, and I want you to document the whole journey. I want you to do 50,000 push-ups this year, 50,000 sit-ups this year. I want you to run 1,000 miles. I want you to spar 1,000 rounds, and just go on this absolute journey and become the best version of yourself. And in that process of documenting that, you're going to inspire others to follow you. And that's what we did. And so it was called the Ultimate Black Belt Test, and it led me to some amazing things within the martial arts world and some amazing people. But what it did was it helped build my program immediately in my community, because the people that are around me saw me on a journey and they wanted to be a part of that. That's leadership. And there's another great example of this that I just witnessed just the other day, and is a good friend of mine, and he decided to take on this journey for the month of October, and it was a sober October. And so no alcohol, and even went a step further, and he had to replace that with something positive. And so he went on this he was doing fasting, and he was eating healthy, and he was started running. He's never really been much of a runner, but he just started running. And within the last 30 days, the month of October, so just the other day, he ran a marathon, and he ran it by himself. He wasn't signing up for some big thing or whatever. He just decided, he mapped out a path. and on his GPS here and his map. And he said, here's my route. I'm going to go run 26 miles today. And it was just amazing. And what happened is he documented the journey and he shared it and he let everybody know, I'm going to do this today. And he did it. And, about killed himself. He was laying there at the end, it was amazing watching him go through this journey. But what happened afterwards was incredible. And that was that he inspired other people, and some other people, the news caught on to it, and some other people that are around his world and his influence here, they decided to stop drinking also. They decided to follow him in his journey, and they said, when are you going to do another one? I want to run with you next time. So he didn't go out there and start telling everybody, hey, you should go run, you should go do this, you should stop drinking. He just did it himself. And then he followed, or he led by example, and other people followed that example. And he magnetically attracted other people to him in his journey. And so I look at this business the same way. And, when it comes to trading and whatever your thing in your business, I like the idea of trading. All I want to do is go out there and get results in my own life and watch other people follow that lead, right? And it's done not by force. It's a very powerful way of doing things, right? It's a very powerful way of attracting people to you. And there's nothing more powerful. There's nothing more powerful than watching somebody on a mission. If you guys have seen Corey Cromer, I've known him for a long time. He's on a mission. he about exploded last night the other night in the call. And it was just amazing to watch that, right? I mean, you watch somebody who's really on a mission, who's driven, right, to be something and be something more. And that's remarkable. And everybody's magnetically attracted to that. I just watched recently on the Netflix, it's called The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. And it's incredible. You watch that. There's another great example. Same story. Michael Jordan, cut from high school basketball team, and he got hungry. He was absolutely just driven to be successful himself. And in that process of trying to be the greatest basketball player of all time, he magnetically started attracting other people, and he realized that everybody was just drawn to that. We're all drawn to that. We're all looking for leadership. We're craving it. I'll say it again. Leadership is the most precious commodity on the planet. It's the most sought after skill on earth. Everyone is looking for real leadership. And so how can you be that real leader? How can you be that person that's going to inspire other people to follow you? And so I want to challenge you and say that go on a journey yourself. Start to write it out. What does that look like? What's important to you? What kind of journey do you want to go on? What kind of results do you want to get in your own life? And when you start getting results, you're going to all of a sudden find yourself in a mentorship role where that one person steps in and says, I want to follow you. I want to learn too. Show me. And now you have one person. And that one person is going to help you learn how to be a better leader by just caring about them, sincerely caring about them, being empathetic and understanding where they're at and helping them get results. And over that time, you're going to start to build some muscles, and those muscles, those leadership muscles, will start to grow. So now you can help other people as well. And you're going to start to attract, right? And you start to grow your following. You start to grow this incredible community around your journey, around your leadership, around, your personal results that you went out to get first and foremost, right? Such an incredible idea. I want to just kind of touch on one other idea, was the idea of Roger Bannister. That's right, Roger Bannister. If you guys haven't heard of the story of Roger Bannister and the 4-minute mile, follow that. It's the same exact setup. It's the same exact story, right? Roger Bannister went on a mission. He was going to break that 4-minute mile. And what happened was he went out and he trained so hard. He believed 1,000,000% that he could break the 4-minute mile, even though it's never been done in human history, right? I don't know why he had such a strong belief, but he did. That belief was there. He believed he could do it. He went out and did it. He broke the 4-minute mile. And what's even more amazing is because he broke that 4-minute mile, because his belief was there, right? How many other people, I think it was like a dozen other people, broke the 4-minute mile in that same year after he did it. And it wasn't that human potential. It wasn't that we couldn't do that. It was that we needed a leader to show us how it's done. See, heroes help us realize what we're capable of. Leaders help us realize what we're capable of. Once they do it, well, we're like, okay, I can do it too. It helps us with our belief. It helps us understand what we can do if we put our mind to it. It helps us believe first, right? And you have to expect that everybody around you is going to do about 80% of what you're going to do. So as the leader, if you're going out there and you are getting this result, you have to expect everybody that's following you, coming behind, they're going to try to do about 80% of what you do. It has to do with belief and the low self-esteem factor. It's another training. We can get into that. But the idea is very simple, is that I want you to be that person that's going to drive, right? Everybody else around you, drive that train. You are the driver. Everybody else is getting on your bus. You're going to go somewhere, and you're going to take some people with you as a result of you putting in that GPS where you're going, and you're going to go that way. You're going to magnetically attract other people to follow you. Mastery is operating under correct knowledge consistently over long periods of time. I'm going to close with this idea. Mastery is operating under correct knowledge consistently over long periods of time. So often we start and then stop, and start and then quit. And we never get to consistently pursue a goal long enough to achieve any kind of a result. And operating under correct knowledge is such an important key piece to this. And that's where we need our mentors. We should all be reaching out to our mentors. We should all be seeking correct knowledge, looking at, what our heroes, what our leaders, what our mentors are doing, try to mimic that, right? Try to copy that, but seeking correct knowledge, right? Making sure we're doing the right things, because practice makes perfect is not true. It's perfect practice makes perfect, right? You can practice something wrong 1,000 times, right? If you're going to go start trading, you can go trade 1,000 times and do it wrong and get really good at trading wrong. But we need correct knowledge. We need our leadership to show us what is that right way, what is that right path, and then consistently go on that path until you get the result. If you knew that you couldn't fail, when would you quit? I'm going to leave you with that idea. Thank you guys so much. I love you. We'll talk to you soon.